Hey guys, I am so glad that you're here. Welcome to the second video. On the first video, I explained what it is to actually monetize your magic, and I busted some myths about magic, manifestation, and intuition. If you haven't already watched that video, go and do it now so that you have the full context for this video and so you can get the most value out of it. So now I'm going to share with you how you can monetize your magic and create a life that you love fast. It's super important that you understand this model because when you get this, it's like being in the river of life instead of being stuck in the stagnant pool and going around in circles. That's what this model is all about. I really want you to be able to monetize your magic so that you can walk down the corridor of your truth and no longer be stuck in a room with no exits. So if that's what you really want to do, then I'm excited for you. And I'm really stoked that you're here. What you really need to do is sculpt your ideal life, not just borrow the same version that everybody else is using. And that's what we do. So here's the model. The 3 steps to sustainably monetizing your genius. So it's in alignment with your truth, not anybody else's. The first step is connect to the truth of your heart and to your market. The second step is to cultivate self-value and certainty of your message to market. And the third step is to create community, contribution, and sustainable impact. So let's go into each of those in more detail. So the first step is to connect. And there are a few different things that you really need to connect to in order to intuitively create the life that you would really love to create. The first is to connect to your intuition. How to intuitively know the truth of what you want to create right now, of what's true for you to be creating right now. The truth is, intuition is a tool that you can use in all areas of your life. You are connected to all time and space. You are innately connected. Intuition is being able to connect into that, is being able to tap into that wisdom. And if you're trained well in intuition, not only do you tap into that wisdom, but you know how to implement it. You know what step to take. You also need to connect into your vision and have clarity on your vision. You need to know how to set true goals and really to have an awareness of what not to do. Because so often people are setting goals, and I bet you've done this. You set a goal because it's what's expected of you, because it's what you should do, because on the path you've been walking, that's just the next step. But it's so important that your goals are actually true to your heart, true to what you would love. And that's what a vision really is. A vision is having true goals that you're going to move towards. You also need to connect into your true inspiration. Feeling and emotion, it's why we do the work. We do it because of joy. We do it for the life satisfaction. We do it, yes, because it's true for us to do it, but also because that's where our joy lives. So it's really important to connect into why you're doing something, why you're taking the action. And if you're doing it because it's true for you and because it's full of joy for you, because it's going to bring you true satisfaction, then that's amazing. That's the essence that you want to be living from, right? At least that's true for me. If you know why you're doing things, it creates a lot more clarity as to whether that is a true action for you to take or not. And the fourth thing that you need to connect into are your next best steps. It's How do you bridge the gap and anchor that vision into reality? Once you've got the true vision, once you've got that true clarity, how do you actually anchor that into your reality? And that's the last thing that you need to connect to. Bridging that gap, your next steps. And intuition will allow you to do that. And I'll teach you how. The second step is cultivate. And what you need to cultivate is a multidimensional understanding of your ideal client. And if you don't know who your ideal client is, that's okay. That's probably why you're here. If you don't even know what your offering is yet, that's okay too, because that's the next thing that you cultivate. Once you know who it is that you're actually going to serve in the world, once you know who your market really is and who you'd really love it to be, that's when you can get clarity on what your ideal offering is for them. Because when you really know your market, then you can really know how to address what's going on for them. You can really know how to actually be a gift in their life. The next thing that you need to cultivate is authentic communication and sales. And it's so important. Sales can be so gross and icky if they're not true for you. But if you're selling things that are really in alignment with your heart, if the only things that you put your name next to sell are things that are really true for you, things that you really believe in, and if you know how to articulate that with grace, then it doesn't have to be gross at all. In fact, it can be really fun. It's you getting to be part of the moment that somebody chooses to change their life for the better. And that is a gift. It's really cool. The next thing that you need to cultivate is self-awareness, a flavor of self-mastery, so that you can actually remove your resistance and dysfunctional blocks before they get the better of you, before they win, before they get your power, before they get your energy, so that you can actually move through the ego, so that you can actually move through your resistance, so that you can create what you would love. You're human, and because of that, you have an ego, and you're going to have resistance to change. It's true. But it doesn't mean that you can't. All it means is you need to be more trained in it. If you're going to have an awareness of what's going to trip you up, if you're going to have an awareness of your resistance, of those blocks, of the things that come up for you and your natural tendencies, your dysfunctional tendencies, when your resistance comes up, then you don't have to live in that space anymore. And that's the gift. When you have awareness, the gift is not just that you see it. The gift is not just that you're observing it. The gift is that you don't have to live in that space anymore. The gift is that that awareness teaches you to choose differently. It shows you that you have the option. That's why cultivating self-awareness is so important. The third step is to create. Now, I used to believe that creating freedom meant breaking free from structure. I was a total structure rebel. And the truth is that energy follows the path of least resistance. You know this, and you've got to set up a structure that actually makes the path of least resistance flow in the way that you want it to go. You've got to do this with yourself, with your mindset, with your relationship to your resistance. You've got to do it with your clients so that you become their obvious next best step, so that you helping them is obvious and easy for them. And you've got to do it with your marketing. You've got to do it so that everything is communicated really authentically. And that you, your brand, your business, your offering, your art, whatever it is, that becomes where energy flows to, because you make it the path of least resistance. So you make it attractive to the energy flow. I learned that aligned structure is the golden ticket. That structure actually has integrity. And there is so much freedom in it. If the structure that you're applying is actually the true structure for you. So to create your true freedom, to create your freedom, you've got to have a journey business. That's the first thing. You've got to create a way that people can come on a journey with you, that people can transform over time, whether it's through your art, whether it's through your music, whether it's through your coaching, your teaching, whatever it is. If people go on a journey with you, they're going to have a greater experience, and it's going to be greater for your business. That's how you fill your business with your ideal clients. That's how you sell out of your art, for your programs, for your workshops. It's by having a journey business. It's so important that you've got that. The next thing that you need to create is a community, a true community. Whether you do that through your social media, whether you do that through in-person events, whether you do that through a website. There are so many different ways that you can build a community, but it is so important that you have an authentic community. And there are so many different ways. So it's really important that you build it in a way that's true for you. It's not going to be true for everybody to have a huge Instagram following. It's not going to be true for everybody to run live in-person events all the time. Your truth is going to be true for you. It's going to be different. So it's important to be able to navigate that. And then once you figure out what your true way is, to have support in actually creating that and making it happen, making it real. And the last thing that you need to create is your team. Your team of people that are going to help you birth your gift, birth your magic into the world. It's a reality that often when we start creating something, we don't think about. But it's true that you're going to be of best service if you can just hang out in your lane, if you can live in your magic and allow everything else to be taken care of by people that you know, love, and trust, and also by people who love doing those things. My team works so well because everybody's doing the bit that they love. The person who loves taking photos is taking photos. The person who loves speaking, that's me, is speaking. The person who loves writing, also me, is writing. The person who loves marketing, not me, is marketing. The best way to have a team that is high level functioning, highly creative, and so much fun is to have everybody in their lane doing what they love. It doesn't mean that you can't do the other things. I'm actually really great at marketing, for example, but it's not what my heart's like, yes, I want to wake up and do marketing today. I want to speak. I want to create content. I want to share with you guys. That's what I love doing. And having my team enables me to do that. Having my team means that I can invest more time in you and less time in the other stuff. So it's really important that when you're stepping into being a creator, that you know how to build a team, that you know how to implement the support that's going to make it possible for you to really impact on the scale that's true for you, whatever that's going to look like. My life is literally proof for this structure. Everything that I'm saying to you guys is what I live. It's what I do. When I started implementing intuition in this structured manner, everything shifted for me. That's when my income completely grew exponentially. That's when the right people started to come into my field to support me. That's when my self-belief, my inner knowing for my vision became completely clear. This structure works. And I want to prove it to you guys. I want to get you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to just imagine, just ask yourself, What does your ideal life look like? We're talking about you creating a life that you would love. What does that actually look like? I just want you to close your eyes and imagine. Where would you be? What would you be doing? Who would you be spending your time with? How would you be spending your time? And I want you to notice, wherever you are, what it feels like. How does your body feel? How does your heart feel? What's your self-expression like? How do you feel when you look at your bank account in this space? Or do you not even look at it at all? What's true for you? How do you feel? What do you notice in your ideal life? What's that really like? I want to give you full permission to notice the details. To really notice where you are, what it feels like. Notice the essence of it. Really notice the essence of it. Notice how deeply you're breathing. And then I'm going to get you to open your eyes. Hey. And just wipe that away. I just want you to wipe that vision away. Maybe shake it off a little bit. And now I want you to close your eyes. And this time, I want you to connect to your current reality. I want you to connect to what your days are like right now. Where are you? Who are you spending your time with? How do you feel when you look in your bank account? And just give yourself full permission to be honest. How do you feel in your general everyday? What emotions are present in your current reality? What's real for you? Just ask yourself what's true for you and just notice. We're not judging it. All we're doing is seeing. All we're doing is noticing the current reality and having an experience of that. What does it feel like? How does your heart feel? How on purpose do you feel? How satisfied in general in your life do you feel? And I want you to give yourself permission to notice any gaps. Where are the gaps for you in your life right now? What would you shift if you could? Do you truly feel free? Just noticing. And if emotions come, just allow them. They're welcome. And then I want you to open your eyes and just come back here for a moment. Hey again. And same thing, this time I want you to wipe that vision away, shake that energy off. And I'm going to get you to close your eyes again for one last time. And connect back into that first vision, to connect back into that ideal life that you pictured. To really choose to be of service to yourself here and come back into that ideal life, to feel the vision. And notice again where you are, who you're with, what it feels like to be that version of you, because it's you. And I want you to step into that version of you, if you're not already. And as that version of you, I want you to bring into your mind that past version of you that you just saw in the current reality vision. And I just want you to ask, as that vision version of you living the ideal day, what's your next best step to move towards that vision? If that future version of you could guide you to the next best step, just the next step, what would that next step be? And whatever you get, whatever comes to you, I want you to write it down. Write it in the notes of your phone or write it on a piece of paper. However you do it, write it down. And I want you to make a commitment to yourself that you are going to act on that one thing. That you are going to act on that next step. Because that vision, that's your truth. That vision of your ideal day, that's what you can really create. So if you haven't already, write it down. Okay. So on the next video, we are going to go deep into the structure that I actually use to operate on a high level creative orientation. And it's the same structure that I used to create my business, and also that I use every single time I create a new product, a new program, or a new course in my business today. I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. Go and watch it now. Lots of love.